everyone. Welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan.
And I'm Meg.
And today we are in person recording.
Yay, jazz hands!
For Dr. Stone, episode 52, Total War. And yes, I am still sick.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it's been like 4 days since the last time we recorded.
We're speed recording,
Yeah, this is season 3, episode 16, I think. Yeah, in this episode, the Kingdom of Science attacks and tries to execute their plan to steal the petrification device. Maz convinces Kirisame to use the device, but Ryusui's instincts tell him something is off about the situation.
That's an apt description.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good this time.
Manga chapters 126, Three-Dimensional Stratagem, 127, Medusa and Perseus, and 128, Island-Wide Battle Royale.
Yes, this is an excellent episode. It was good. Okay. I'm gonna keep talking. This is like a good episode, but at the same time, it's like one of those episodes where you're like, I gotta watch the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like things are ramping up and you wanna get a move on.
It was really hard when we were watching them as they came out week to week. But that's what makes it good. Like, some of the best shows are the ones where they leave off on cliffhangers every week. Like, and they're not forcing it. They're not forcing dramatic moments. It's just the way the story's playing out. Yeah,
no, I think this show overall has like good pacing, because there is episodes where you're like, well, not much happened, but it still was like
you learned something.
Yeah. Every moment is important in this show for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Because it's only been 4 days, we haven't really done anything. Well, that's not true, but nothing to report. Yeah, so the last episode left off where it's time to enact their plan. It was Kinro and I don't actually know if
Arashi.
Okay, that I like just put that because I was like, I think that's his name, but I don't actually remember.
Yeah, Arashi.
They're going head to head, and the rest of the team joins in because they gotta make it look like they're big and bad and can defeat everyone, because they think that every single one of these hooded guys is as strong as Maz. And Ukyo pulls out his bow and arrow, and Senku uses a mirror to like shine a bright light.
Not a bad idea.
To reflect the light and make them seem scary. And then I think it's Yuzuriha, Suika, and then Amaryllis. They're like, oh no, we gotta join in too, and they all like attack Maz. Attack in quotes. It's honestly a little kind of adorable.
And he just goes, they're so strong. And he like does, those unnecessary backflips in video games?
Yep.
He does one of those, and he's basically like, man, everyone is so strong. We don't have a chance against them.
Yep. Yeah, and then he's like, you got Kirisame, you gotta throw the device. And so she gets out to throw it. And it's like, everybody's like, this is our chance, we're gonna capture the device. But pretty much almost immediately, like, Senku is like, something doesn't feel right. And Ryusui feels the same way. He starts to fly the drone, but then he stops and everybody's like, what are you doing? He's like, something's off. And this is when we see that, as Megan has been saying, I feel like you've said it for more than one episode. Why did they leave Kohaku's earring, or make the exact same earring for Maz? Because Ibara, he saw the earring on Maz, and then when they were removing Kohaku's statue, he saw the earring and was like,
suspicious?
Yeah. And he put it in his ear. And he heard their plan. And so we see that, but then we go back to Senku, and he's being Senku, and he's like doing a bunch of math in his head, and like basically figuring out that the way Kirisame has thrown the device, that it's gonna get not just them, it's gonna get, I think, Maz and a couple other people.
Yeah, which it's a bit of speculation, because the device's range varies, but I think, given where she's thrown in the past and how much it's affected.
I guess we haven't learned enough about it yet, because it does. Yeah. There's more to it, so he doesn't exactly know what's going on. But
just based on her angle and her aim, he's like, when this thing activates, most likely it's not just going to be us. So they figure she's always accurate, so why would she mess up now? And that's when he's like, yep, something is definitely wrong. Let's retreat.
Yep. He tells everyone to run.
And I think Amaryllis kind of narrates during this part in the anime, but in the manga, the narration says, Senku's order went against all expectations and might have seemed nonsensical. However, they all came together instantly. What got them through this dire, unexpected crisis was their boundless faith in Senku's scientific judgment.
Yeah, this was, like, honestly, like, unless they had pointed that out, I don't know if I would have even noticed, because even me at this point, I just have total faith in Senku.
What Senku says goes. No, but yeah, they all, like, turned tail and ran immediately. And I think when we first watched this, I was like, did everyone make it? Because they were running towards the vehicle, and Risui is hauling people up. And really cute detail, but Chrome grabbed Suika and lifted her up to Risui, which is very sweet. But, like, everyone made it in, and I was like, are we sure, though? Because Senku was huffing and puffing behind them.
It's also just, like, a classic, like, story beat where, like, you think everybody's made it, and you turn around and you're like, oh, this one guy got left behind. But
yeah, and it happens later in the show, too, the season we were on, where they're all running away from something, and I was like, do we have everyone?
I remember you were so freaked out.
I didn't see Chrome, and I was like, stop the car, go back. No, he made it. Spoiler, but he made it. But it was more of like I think this show is just everyone is aware of each other, so they would know if anyone was missing. I mean, there are 2 people missing that they notice later, but they weren't
different.
It's different because they weren't involved with, like, the main scheme going on.
Yeah, so, yes, and also when they're running away, Maz is chasing after them because he's like, oh shoot, my cover's blown, and so he pretends to chase after them, but doesn't actually catch them.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm gonna kill them now because I can't work with them anymore, and if I don't turn on them, then Kirisama is gonna know I'm a traitor. I don't know. Basically, it's forcing his hand, and he's like, well, I'm aligned with the Petrification Kingdom now, whether I like it or not.
Yeah, his plans failed, but
he's still very angry at Ibara.
Ibara's the worst. And we'll find out, honestly, he's just the worst.
He gets worse as the episodes continue.
Yeah. So then, they make it into the lab, and they are like, is everybody here? Everybody's not here. They notice that Magma and Gen are gone.
But they've been gone since the start of the plan.
Yeah. And this is when we see that Magma stole the gun. Actually, no, because what happens, I forget, never mind. Yo was like, oh, Maz is chasing us, let me use my gun, because he's just too eager to use that thing. Why did you give him a gun, guys? Right, and he pulls it out, and it's just a stick. And then we see that Magma has stolen the gun, and Gen saw him do that, and is basically following him and being like, stop, don't.
You idiot.
Yeah. And so now they're fleeing, and they're like, what are we gonna do? And they see that the Perseus is sailing. It's kind of going around the island, and they see the villagers being herded onto the ship, and this is like, oh shoot, Ibara's gonna turn the whole island to stone. At first everyone's freaking out, but Senku is Senku, and he's like, no, this is great. Now the master is unguarded, because he's not going to carry the stone statue of the master onto the ship. So, new plan, they're going to go get the master and show everyone that he has been turned to stone. This is also one, like, I don't know, random thing they know. Not random, but they're like, Soyuz is the true master, so we're going to reveal the master's turned to stone, and the real master is Soyuz. They break up into 2 teams. One team's going to go get the master, and the other team is going to distract and basically delay the island being turned to petrified. And so they break up, and we go back to Magma again. And Magma is still, he fires the gun, and he's put a hole in a boat. Well, I think first he just tries to shoot the gun, and it doesn't, no.
He's aiming for Ibara, but 1, he doesn't know how guns work, and 2, he's way too far away. So he ends up hitting this random boat that two Lord Farquads were on.
Right.
And so it puts a hole in their boat, and, like, Gen's just chiding him like, we are way too far away. What are you thinking? And he's like, wait, this is an opportunity. And he goes up to the two men in the boat. And he's like, I just used my sorcery to poke a hole in your boat. Next will be your heads. And like scares him off and commandeers the boat. But
I love this moment because he does that. He like has this genius idea and then does it. And then he's like, wait. Why did I do this? And I had the same thought. I was like, Gen, what are you doing?
He's like, I got carried away in the moment. I am so sorry. And Meg's like, too late. We're going.
I love it. I think we had just been talking about this before, but I love that these two voice actors are married, and so it's just like this had to have been like so fun for them. Their two characters just
bickering.
Yeah. But so Magma and Gen have stolen a boat, and then the distraction team, which okay, I'm not gonna get everybody on it, but it's Nikki, Senku, Chrome, Ryusui.
Hang on, I got the manga. Let me cross-reference here.
Those four, I feel like. Is
okay.
Kasuki?
So we got Senku, Chrome, Yo, Nikki, Kasuki, Kinro, and Ryusui.
Okay, I almost got everyone.
Yeah, impressive.
And they also steal a boat.
I love the way they do it.
Yes, they Nikki just goes up to another like, Lord Farquaad and just
conks him over the head.
Yep.
It's so funny though because everyone's hiding behind the bushes and they're talking about, okay, what do? We can use strategy. We can do like what Gen did, and Nikki just bonks him, and Crumb goes, or we could do that.
Yeah, that works too. So they're headed to the ship. I guess we've got the distraction team and the extraction team. They're headed to the master's quarters. They find him, but Ibarra did think ahead and he had destroyed him.
Yeah.
So now he's just in a bunch of pieces. But luckily, Zuriha is there, and so she's gonna put them back together.
I love her. She's just like, no, it's not too late. It's not over. We're going for this. And then that is exactly why she and Senku and Taiju are such good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're all so persistent.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And they're just like, we just gotta have faith that the distraction team's gonna give us enough time. And this is when Soyuz, he sees his father again for the first time in, like, I think he said, like, 20 years or something. And he finally, like, gets his memories back of him. He's like, oh, yeah, this is my dad. And this is also when they realize, like, I mean, he realizes that they can't bring him back because the stone is, like, too eroded.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a sad moment, but also a sweet moment. Because he's like, I'm gonna restore him. Restore my dad with everybody else. Then the final episode. Nope. The final scene of the episode. Gen and Magma and the distraction team all arrive at the ship at the same time.
Yep.
And they're like, let's do this. And that's the end of the episode.
Yes. So, some manga notes. Firstly, you're going to have to remember to post this one, Meg. But there's like those little comics at the end of the chapter. And it has Magma saying, I'm going to shoot these iron balls into Ibarra. And Nikki going, yeah, well, my foot's about to meet your non-iron ones.
That's good.
I love Nikki so much. And I saw some complaints online about them sexualizing her with her new outfit. Because maybe she'll change out of it later. But in the next season, I'm pretty sure she's still in it.
Yeah,
and
I think she is.
I get it. I get using like the strap thingies because they're low on fabric and whatever. Mm-hmm. But everybody loves Nikki because she's like the big sis character. She's no nonsense. She's such a strong character. And you had to go and do that and just kind of like degrade her character by making her appearance. I could write a video essay. But basically, like, with female characters, you gotta be careful. Because, like, there's the outfits that are powerful and, like, promoting womanhood in certain ways, and then there are the outfits where I'm like, you're just using this for fan service, and it's not fair to the character or the voice actresses who, you know, depict her or whatever. But whatever, we can harp on that later. It's not the first time this manga and anime has done that.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a Mecha Senku Q&A. Ryusui learned to be a pro gamer, but what other things did he learn? I love Ryusui, so I want to learn the same things as him. Race car driving. Monthly fee 2 million yen. Gaming monthly fee 500,000 yen. exercising, which explains why he's so ripped, so I'm glad they included that in there. Monthly fee, 2 million yen. Piloting, monthly fee, 3 million yen. Weather forecasting, monthly fee, 500,000 yen. Senku says, that's quite a tidy sum, and yet none of the activities listed are related to nautical affairs. And Ryushi says, self-study and learning via lessons are effective in different ways, am I wrong? So, if forging your own path appeals to you, there should be a method that doesn't involve a heap of cash. That's how conquering the seas felt for me. So basically what they're saying is, you can learn how to do anything even if you're not wealthy, like Ryusui was.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't think we have anything else. Megan, what was your favorite line of the episode?
Mine was kind of random, but it came from Chrome when Yo discovered that his gun had been replaced. Dude, that's a stick. I don't know what got me. Maybe Matt's delivery of the line or something. I just thought it was funny. It doesn't happen in the manga.
Oh, that's great.
How about you, Meg?
Mine, I don't know who it came from because it's a rando Lord Farquaad dude. When Nikki hit him over the head, he's like, why me?
Also not in the manga.
It's pretty good. And I felt that too. Okay, and then what do we learn?
Trust your gut instinct.
And then who pushes forward?
Senku for making the call to retreat.
Definitely agree with that. Yeah, okay. That's all we've got. One day, when our lives aren't insane, and I will say it's mostly me. Megan is also busy. Yeah. But you're busy making cosplays.
Yeah, stay tuned for that fun ride.
Yes. Anyway, one day we will have lots of bonus episodes. We have lots of ideas and lots lined up.
Yeah. And I feel like once we finish a couple more things, like check out a couple more shows or like just write up some more things of them, we will have a stockpile.
Yeah. Yes, we for sure will. I can think of like 4.
Yeah.
4 off the top of my head. But anyway, we will be back next week with another episode.
Yep. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.